Hello. Hey fam, how y'all doing? I should be live now. Thank y'all for your time. So I'll go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for coming in and, you know, being willing to hear what I have to say. I want to say welcome to Shermiya Speaks Live. Shermiya Speaks Live. Shermiya Speaks Life. And I'm live. Yes, so welcome. Thank you all so much for, your participation and everything and, the different DMs and the information that you sent out to me and everything. I read all of it. I'm grateful for each of you. And I just want to, do this introduction because we have exciting big things coming to pass these upcoming months. And I want to make sure that you all are a part of it. One of the things, of course, is I'm Shermiya Mosley for Shermiya Speaks Life. And this here is a community of women, a sisterhood, a community and a sisterhood to be able to grow and to speak life and to build one another. And also, I feel strongly that this is my purpose, which is to speak life into individuals, being able to, build. I love to see people thrive. I love to see people grow. And that's one of, thank you all for, let me turn this off. I do thank you all for, following me on this journey, but I want you to join me. I want you to join me on this journey as we pull strength from one another. We build one another. We talk about life events, current events. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is, nothing that we cannot discuss. And, here, when we're talking about speaking life, we're talking about speaking power and purpose into every moment. And that's what it is. One of the things in life, that I have found out, and people have always told me that there is no set rule to life. So life have a lot of crooks and turns and everything. And so speaking life and purpose into every moment is extremely important. Because one thing that I do know is that when you begin to speak life into your situation and into your circumstance, things begin to turn around. And so speaking that life over your family, speaking that over your health, your finances, speaking life into every moment, every day, you create the atmosphere that you want for your life. And so whatever you speak today, right? You speak it today and it's going to show up next week, or it may show up a year from now. It may show up, 3 years from now. But the thing about it, speaking life means that it's going to come to pass. And the thing about that too is that no matter what you speak, so whether you speak life or you speak something else, it's going to show up in your life because our words have power. And that's why we should be very cautious about what we say, what we let come out our mouth, what we don't say, because it's very critical and very important to do so. Because you will see it again. And it seems like faster these days than any other days before. So I definitely want to talk about the different components of that. We'll go over different life issues as well. Because life itself is a task, right? So to have a community of sisterhood where, and I need y'all help, sisterhood, to join, in with me to build and to encourage and to, strengthen one another. So I look forward to that. Hey, Shania. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I wanted to come on today just to introduce myself to the people who, may not know me. That way, I am a mother of 5 beautiful girls. Ladies, they're all grown now. I'm a grandmother of some beautiful and handsome grandchildren, along with, a businesswoman, just a good friend. I try to be to people what I would want them to be to me. So my thing with relationships and with people that I interact with is to cause no harm. So my goal is to be a good listener. What else? What are some of the questions y'all have I want to know about me? You could put it in the chat, or you could DM me. I'm going to do a poll probably later too, just to see. But I definitely think that we'll gain strength from one another. And I need y'all help on this journey. So I really need for you all to help me on this journey. It's one thing that I want to talk about. Enough about me at this moment, right? One of the things I want to talk about is fear. And the reason why I want to bring that to the forefront is because that's something that I think many people may deal with. As far as fear is, doing different things, and fear parallels with procrastination. And the reason why we procrastinate is because of the fear of failure. And that's one of the things that I could say I have experienced as well, is that you feel like, oh, I want everything perfect. I want everything to be just right. And I'll start when, right? I'll start when this happened. I'll start when this happened. And the truth of the matter is it's never going to happen, because nothing is going to be perfect in order for you to move forward. You just have to make a decision, to rise up out of the fear and to move forward. And as you move forward, everything will line up and get in place. And so, that's something that it's a natural reaction, right? Fear could be a good thing, but it's most of the time a bad thing, is that we fear the stuff that we should do. And when it comes to speaking life, that's what overcomes fear. When you speak life, you're telling fear that, guess what? I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what the circumstance is. I'm declaring what I know it should be. And that's what your brain is going to create, because our brain does what we tell it to do, right? So we should be commanding our brain with our words and not allowing our brain to control us, right? I know. It sounds a little weird, but it's true. When you look at even the psychological side of things, it tells you that when you tell your brain that, hey, I need to do XYZ, your brain job is to make it come to pass. And I think that's the reason why, a lot of times the first thing we do when we get upset or we get disappointed or we get discouraged, the first thing we do is to shut up and don't say nothing. No, that's a tactic to hinder our purpose. And so what we want to do is declare and decree and speak life no matter what's taking place. And that's why, because it's going to show up. It's eventually going to show up. And so speaking life into it overcomes your fear. So you're saying, I don't care what it looks like, this is what it's going to be, and it shall come to pass. And so that's why I have learned over the years, being a mom and, not knowing really how to navigate and do stuff and being, young and everything. No, you have to speak life, because just because you don't say anything doesn't mean. What happens is life start living you and you stop living life. And so going forward, we don't want that for anybody. We want to live the God-best life that he have intended for all of us. And how do we do that? He gave us the ability to speak the authority inside of us to declare what it's going to be. And so speaking life into a situation is really going to help all of us to overcome that fear that says you can't do this, or wait till this is perfect, or wait until that, or this here and that there. No, you have to counteract that, because if you don't, we be hindered, or we procrastinate, and we'll say, oh, I'll do it then, I'll do it this way, and that's just not how the life that God desired for us to live. So I wanted to definitely touch on fear, right? We hear it in different ways, the spirit of fear. Yeah, but we could overcome the spirit of fear by speaking life into every moment. And so I definitely want to share that. Hey, Sister Erica. Hey, Diamond. Thank y'all for joining. I do appreciate it. And the other thing is that whatever you fear is what you manifest. And I know a lot of people use the word manifest, it's like so oversaturated. It's so manifest. But it's actually, true. Whatever you fear, it comes to pass. And that's why we cannot dwell in fear. In any area of our life, we can't be like, oh, I'm afraid this here might happen. I'm afraid that might happen. No, you can't live like that, because living like that is like you giving the permission for it to take place, because it paralyzes us. So when stuff come, and fear will come. So I'm not saying that fear won't come, but when it come, we have the ability within us to speak life to it and to call it non-void. And that's in our everyday living. And that's why we speak life into every moment, is because fear has no place in our lives. So we shouldn't be afraid to do anything. And yes, it's practice, right? So for instance, a good example, I could remember years ago when I wasn't, making a certain amount of money, and I desired to. And I remember I would say, Lord, I thank you every day. I would say, Lord, I thank you that I make X, Y, Z. I begin to declare, decree. And this is something that's current, materialistic, but it still works in any situation. And I begin to say it. And I'm telling you, within like 9 months, I started making the salary that I had spoken to existence. And remember, we have that ability to do so. When I'm afraid to do certain things, it's the same thing with that. It's like, no, I can do this. I can do that. You counteract what fear tried to do to paralyze you. And that's speaking life into every situation. And so I just came to encourage you all. I want to, this is an opportunity to build a sisterhood and to really just encourage one another, speak life. I do have a Patreon. You could go to my Patreon at patreon.com, Shermiya Speaks Life. And in there, every Sunday evening, we'll be in there and we'll be discussing different topics. We will have an NDA, right? So that way people could feel comfortable and be in a safe space, knowing that whatever we talk about is confidential, so that we could really build and strengthen one another. Because this thing, life, nobody warned me. I take that back. My mama warned me. She told me people is something else and life has no guide. So those two things, oh my God, have I realized it and seen it in so many forms, in so many different ways. So I definitely, please spread the word, share it. I'll, be putting podcasts out weekly, and we'll continue the journey together, because I need your help. I need you for us to do this together. So it's us. And so I'm excited about everybody that's, going to be a part of this Shermiya Speaks Life community. And like I said, is to, speak life and to build one another in a way that we all will, come into proper alignment for what God has intended for each and every last one of our lives. And so fear has no place in our lives, and we're going to speak life into every moment, because this is the thing. Your brain don't know when you're playing. So that's why we have to be careful what we say. We have to be mindful of what we say, because if you say you're sad, your brain is going to ensure you're sad. If you say that, hey, the joy of the Lord is my strength, then that's what you're going to have, the joy of the Lord. So our words do have power, and us just recognizing that at a greater level, I think it's going to be so awesome. And I'm so excited, so looking forward to talking to everybody and, being on live. We're going to have a lot of different, projects and stuff we're doing, so that we could be a blessing to, others and everything too. So I am so excited and so happy about that. I need your feedback. Please let me know the different topics you want to talk about. We'll be talking about everyday stuff that's in the news. We'll be talking about our emotions, right? Because even on this journey, right, it becomes a tedious journey sometimes. And so to talk about those real issues about what do you do when you just feel when difficulty come, how do you navigate it? Do you just still say, I'm okay? Or do you speak life into it? And speaking life is good, but it's also having a community of people that you can speak with to kind of help you navigate difficult situations. I don't think we should be like in, silos and go through life by ourselves, because that's when, a lot of emotions like depression and oppression and, loneliness and that different stuff. Yeah, we need to talk about those things, and we need to see how do we navigate it, and we could do it together. So I'm here to be a great listener. I'm here to take suggestions. And listen, this is not a perfect platform. I don't even want it to be, right? So we'll take it from there. So again, thank y'all so very much for your time. I would love for you all to join my Patreon. It's Shermiya Speaks Life. Patreon.com. You would want to go and do that. And, over there is for individuals that really want to build a sisterhood and go forward. So I look forward to seeing y'all soon, talking to y'all soon. And y'all let me know if y'all think I should go live again. What y'all think? Let me know. Well, love y'all. Thanks for joining me, fam. Have a great day.